Do I have a story for you today? I thought about this story while I was driving around last night getting food.
What can I get for you?
Thinking of all the beautiful times in the past I have scammed Twitch chat. And then I hearkened back to the good old days, aka childhood, to my first ever scam. Let me paint a picture. The year is 2006. I'm in 5th grade. George Bush is in the White House. The Wii just came out. Super Smash Bros. Brawl comes out. Atrioc turned 45. And 5th grade was my favorite year ever because I had my greatest teacher, Mrs. Amber. One of the really memorable things that happened with Mrs. Amber was her morning quizzes. Every time I would show up to class, she would have a problem on the whiteboard. And you had to fill out the answer on a piece of paper. And she would look at the answer and would be like, yes or no. And if it was no, you would go back and do it again. And she would create a ranking on who was able to finish it first. I'm bringing this up because there was one student in particular who was really good at these challenges. His name? Jay Welsh. Jay was a savant. I mean, a true five-head. He was the type of guy that you'd be like, whew, what a long day. And he'd be like, actually, every day is 23.965 hours. And that's it. We actually have to add one day to every calendar year to combat that because 365 doesn't fully equate for the amount of rotation that the Earth does around the sun. And he liked me because although I wasn't smart, I was pretty funny.
I think one of the worst things you can do as a parent is give your kid a shitty name. Fucking your kid is still probably like the worst thing, but
8th graders get to experience this treat at the end of the year where you visit Washington, D.C., where you get to meander all of the beautiful sights that it has to offer. The Washington Monument, Lincoln's Memorial, Arlington Cemetery, the insane homeless problem. All of these were treats that we got to behold as 8th graders. I remember walking down the street with a $20 bill, and I saw a homeless man, and he said, "Any change?" And I gave him my 20. And my teacher said, "What the fuck are you doing? That is money that do not talk to... What are you doing? Get back in line. Get back in line, Ludwig." And as I absorbed all of this culture, I began to become a bit famished. So me and Jay made our way to go get some food, which starts our story. Now, my mother gave me $40 for this trip, and you'll remember from my introduction, I was down to 20 because I gave 20 to a homeless man. So me and Jay, peckish as we were, are going to get some food. So we find ourselves at a small Washington pizzeria that goes by the name of Sbarro. You might have heard of it before. It's a true mom and pop store. So we roll up to this spot and we ask for one pie. Finally, the pie is done. We get our pizza pie and we start eating it. One of our friends, his name was Ryan, came up to us and he was like, "I'm hungry." Apparently, Ryan, when we were getting food, didn't. And now the teachers were yelling at us to leave because we had been there too long and we had to go to our next stop. Me and Jay are sitting there with a pretty large pizza in front of us and we think to ourselves, well, okay, you know, we have pizza here. We have our friend in need, so what do you do in these situations? You exploit the working class. So me and Jay look over to each other and we were like, okay, we can give him one of our slices and we can make him pay for it. And that way we can get some of our money back. This pizza pie cost us about $12. And so we go to Ryan and we go, okay, Ryan, we will give you one of our pizza slices, but you will have to pay for it. And Ryan looks at us and he goes, okay, takes out his wallet and a shiny golden $20 bill starts to appear. And he goes, "This is all I have." And we go, okay, interesting dollar bill you have here. We reconvene again. And we go, okay, this guy's kind of got it good. What if we give him, and Jay offers this, both slices for the $20. And I go, Jay, I'm still hungry. I want to eat my slice. What if we give him one slice for the 20? And Jay, smart guy but very devious, goes, that sounds mighty good. So we go back over to Ryan and we go, all right, Ryan, you give us your money and we'll give you a slice of pizza. And Ryan, without missing a beat, goes, okay, slaps us the 20, takes the pizza, eats it, and goes along his way. We had change at that point, mind you. We could have given it to him, but Ryan didn't think to negotiate it. We technically made profit on eating pizza. Anyway, the rest of the trip happens. Nothing matters. I mean, this really kind of just passes by. I explore our nation's capital. I get to look around the Smithsonian, Arlington Cemetery, really absorb the history and the culture.
How about you absorb this, bro?
We all drive back on buses. We get home very late. Mind you, at this time, I had a girlfriend, and I had never kissed a girl before, so I messaged my girlfriend to meet behind the school when we got back, because all my friends are getting smoochies. In fact, at this point, there was a kid who got sloppy toppy, and I was like, you're getting sloppist toppus? And he was like, yes, sir. And I'm like, but brother, I'm not even at smoochy territory. And he was like, well, shit, brother, you are cringe. And I was like, fuck, I hate being so cringe. So we both get off the bus and we're walking together. Absolute silence. About 3 minutes later, we get to the back of the school. It's about like this. She's the microphone. I am me. We should maybe get back.
Yeah.
Walk back in complete silence. Mission accomplished. I was no longer a lame virgin. I was very cool now. My mother picks me up. I'm blushing. She goes, what happened? I can't look at her the same, being no longer a virgin, being no longer with the Lord. So I just stay silent, knowing what I had done. A week passes, and I walk into class one day, and my teacher hands me a note. And the note says, meet me in my class at recess time. I talk to Jay, who is my neighbor. I say, hey, man, look at this. And he looks back at me and he goes, hey, shows me the same note. So anyway, lunch comes. We decide to go to the teacher's room a bit early together. We go in there, and meeting us in the room is our teacher, Mrs. Amber, and Ryan. And we were like, huh? Because Ryan is one of our friends. We're a bit of a trio in a way. I'm the funny one, Jay was the smart one, and Ryan was short. You can't have a trio without the short guy. The teacher looks at me quite sternly, quite aggressively, quite meanly, and I'm shocked. And she goes, is it true? And we're like, what? Me and Jay look at each other astonished. I knew it's been like weeks since the event. And she goes, well, Ryan's mother called, and apparently you guys took $20 from Ryan. And we look at each other in absolute guffawment, then look over at Ryan, just at this evil snitch of a human. And we go, what? No, we never stole $20 from Ryan. All we did was sell our pizza at a bumped up margin because he needed it on demand. She wasn't biting. Apparently, when Ryan got home, his mother goes, how was the trip? Ryan goes, it was great, Mom. And she goes, well, do you have any like change? Because apparently she gave him like $60 or something crazy like that. And he had $0 left because Ryan wasn't very good with his money. And the problem is Ryan was a little too blunt about it. So he was like, oh, I spent $20 on a slice of pizza. And his mom was like, what? You spent $20 on a slice of pizza? And he was like, yeah, I spent $20 on a slice of pizza from Jay and Ludwig. Just absolutely narking on our whole entire business venture. So Mrs. Amber tells us, she's like, well, hey, isn't Ryan your friend? Me and Jay look at each other. Yeah. And then she does this to us. She had gotten a slice of pizza from the school cafeteria, and she said, would you pay $20 for this pizza? And chump checks us. So I think to myself, well, shit, I'm only getting about $1 a week from my mom. Just truly don't have the ability to unionize yet with my sister, so I haven't argued for better wages. There's no shot I can afford this. She's kind of got me by the balls here. So I says to her, well, no, I I don't. And she's like, well, interesting. So you wouldn't and can't pay for a $20 slice of pizza. Then why would you charge someone that much for it? You both need to show up with $20 tomorrow. And we're like, what? So I go back home and I have to tell my mom all about this. My mom is European, so she's basically a commie at this point. You know how it is. So she's like, you made someone buy a slice of pizza for $20? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why would you do this? And I was like, all right, K-Comrade, watch your Hassan later, Mom. I don't want to deal with this shit. I'm just trying to make a buck out here. You know the vibes. It is what it is. Anyway, she supplies me with the quiche. We show up to school the next day, and me and Jay have to hand Ryan $20 a pop. Yeah, we have to pay back not only what we took, but also reparations for the damage and harm done. Because apparently he had been quite hungry that night when he wasn't able to buy more food. Oh, so now all of a sudden I'm in charge for his finances and how he wasn't able to buy himself dinner that night. You know, maybe I did take advantage of a young, uninformed investor, but by God, isn't that my American right? All right, in the heart of our nation's capital, isn't it a beautiful thing to be able to scam somebody? I mean, sure, I'm not saying that I should, but if I can, if I have the means, if I have developed the capital and I want to charge a premium, by God, let me charge a premium. That's the American dream. I'm not trying to add value. I'm trying to extract value. God damn it. Anyway, the lesson I learned that day was you have to have better business partners.